Good morning. It's Thursday, January 2nd, about 6 a.m. Central Time. Happy New Year. Now, overnight, the precious metals are higher, and this comes as China's factory activity grew in December, but at a slower than expected pace. So falling export orders dampen the overall sales amid concerns of the trade outlook in China. The Chinese manufacturing PMI data fell to 50.5 from 51.5 in November. While any reading above the 50 level indicates expansion of activity, the figure was really a disappointment compared to the median forecast of 51.7. So President Xi Jinping acknowledged the new challenges in a New Year's Eve speech on Tuesday, and he said that China is on track to meet its official growth target of about 5% in 2024, and that the overall economy is stable. So what people are anticipating is that Chinese officials will provide more stimulus once President Trump takes office. So we're going to want to keep an eye on copper prices. Now, looking at the overnight price action, you're set up for the day. Looking at gold, it's up $13.70 at $26.54. The low of the session, $26.36.10. High of the section, $26.59.40. Looking at the silver market, this is your best performer, up just about 2% right now. So it's up 57 cents at $29.82. That is basically on the high of the overnight session here, which was $29.86. Low is $29.27. If you look at that on a chart, it's going to be a double bottom on there from the recent sell-off that we've seen. Now, many of you have been adding two long positions over the last couple days and then on this previous dip. And then you've also been adding the March 31-33 call spreads in the silver market. So looking at the copper, this is again your lagger. It's down here. It's the only metal that's in the red at the moment here, sitting at 402, down about a penny. It has not been able to break the $4 level, but it is hovering near these 9-month lows. So many of you have been adding on platinum at near the 900 level. Low of the session was 909.40. Right now we're trading at about 919 at the moment, up $8.70. Shifting gears into the other markets here, crude oil. Many of you guys have been adding crude oil futures I've been seeing as well, especially with the breakout that we saw a couple days ago to the upside. Crude oil futures are up $1.09 right now at 72.81. Looking at the US dollar index, this continues to be relentless on the upside, 108.52 last. And then you push on to the US equity markets, S&P 500 taking a massive jump higher here, up 54 points at 59.89. The NASDAQ up 242 points at 21,467, even the Russell pushing up, making new highs, and the Dow Jones at the moment. So I believe that much of the selling that we saw the last 3-4 sessions into last year, into 2024, I believe was a lot of pension funds and a lot of rebalancing that's going on, and there was no real uptick whatsoever in the market. Now that all that is behind us, I believe that markets are going to lift and start to cycle back higher. You get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's another one that was under quite a bit of pressure here, trading into the low 90s, but low 90s on up to the high 90s have been kind of a trading tactical range, sitting right now up $3,400 at 97,545. None of the agricultural products have started trading yet. And again, your dollar index continuing to push higher. So getting into a few things here. We are going to have some economic data coming out today. We'll have unemployment claims. We'll also have the final manufacturing PMI data, also construction spending month over month, and crude oil inventories. The unemployment claims, they're expecting 222,000. The previous was 219. The key to watch on there is going to be the continuing claims, which have been hovering and breaking back out to the upside. If you see the claims data continue to push higher, the chances of an additional interest rate cut going from 2 cuts to 3 kind of comes into play. Looking at the CME's Fed Watch tool, you got an 11.2% chance that the Fed cuts 25 basis points at the January 29th meeting. Looking at the technicals on the gold market, so we are pushing above some of these recent highs that we've seen back around, Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas, where we got up to about 26.55.40. So right now we're up near those levels again, up $13.70. If we get break and close above here, chances are you've formed this double bottom on the charts. You're also going to have a higher low on the charts. What you need to retrace back above is about 26.64, and then we can push on up to about the 50-day moving average, which is 26.88 and 2700. We start breaking above those levels, the momentum traders are really going to come back into the market. Now the MACD is only slightly negative at the moment. Stochastics are starting to kind of creep out of the oversold territory. And if you look at the DMI plus, it looks like it's setting up for a potential crossover of DMI minus. And I think that that's where you're going to get your big momentum to the upside. Silver, again, double bottom on the charts here. The stochastics have been sliding into oversold territory, and the same thing with the MACD also being negative. You've really got a couple challenges. You've got to get back over to $30, which I'm fairly confident that we should see. And then above that's going to be your 200-day moving average at $30.59. If we could break above those levels, and if you get gold breaking out to the upside, copper holding the $4 level, you should be able to see silver futures really accelerate higher as well. That's why a lot of people were putting on call spreads and things like that. You don't get into your seasonal for gold until about January 8th. That goes on for the rest of the month and into February 1st, where gold futures have rallied 13 out of the last 15 years. So that's something we're going to want to keep an eye on as well. If you guys got any questions, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures and option trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.